Hello, white people. Allegedly, Russia has attacked Ukraine. I watched a bunch of videos by the mainstream media. It doesn't look like any sort of a military attack I've ever seen. I could be wrong. Maybe they're just not showing real footage. I've seen some stills. Still doesn't look like an invasion. You know, if you've seen footage of what happened in Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, Syria, this doesn't look anything like it. So what's really going on here? Has Russia invaded Ukraine, or is the U.S. government just trying to hide the fact that they're a dying empire and they're out of money and they're trying to fleece us for the last bit of money that they can? Hard to say. Let's check out this article and see how many dogs we can find that didn't bark, and see if we can find the dog that had its vocal cords ripped out. Global financial markets plunged and oil prices surged after Russia began its long-anticipated attack on Ukraine. So this article is going to be about money and oil, mostly oil. And talking about stock markets dropping, and then here we go. Cryptocurrency markets also fell sharply as buyers sought safer havens like the US dollar and gold. Really? No cryptocurrency investor thinks the US dollar is safer than cryptocurrency. That's just stupid. Who wrote this article? What an idiot. And no real investors out there buying gold stocks. They're collecting gold, and they're not collecting it right now because the price of gold and silver are ridiculous. If you are an investor, you're selling your gold and silver to the retards who are paying. You're either holding on tight or you are selling to these idiots who waited way too long and are buying it now that the price is ridiculous. And the Russian ruble plunged to a record low against the dollar, and stocks on the Moscow exchange plunged 10%. So that means the US dollar went up if the Russian ruble went down. Does it? I don't know. The Ukraine attack began moments after Russian President Vladimir Putin, the new Hitler, announced that he had decided to conduct a special military operation to protect eastern Ukraine Donbas region. All right, so first of all, they're going to paint Putin to be the new Hitler. And second of all, what kind of military leader announces their operation or their plans just before they invade? That doesn't happen. That's ridiculous. CBS News correspondents clutched their dildos and spatulas as they reported hearing loud blasts in the capital city of Kiev and the eastern city of Kharkiv. A Ukrainian government spokesperson said early Thursday that cruise and ballistic missile strikes are underway at the control centers in Kiev. Control centers, that's weird. Oil prices jumped nearly $3, topping more than $100 a barrel for the first time since 2014. On concerns that the crisis in Eastern Europe could disrupt Russian supplies of crude. Russia accounts for only about 12% of the world's oil supply and provides about 40% of gas to the European Union. Most of that fuel is delivered through pipelines, including in Ukraine, according to Eurasia Group. Who cares about Eurasia Group? All right. So if there is actually any sort of conflict with Russia and Ukraine, you will definitely not see this pipeline getting interrupted. Russia wants their money. European Union wants their 40% of their gas. That will not be interfered with. President Biden on Tuesday, after some ice cream and a nap, announced sanctions against Russia after Russian President Vladimir Putin sent military forces into Ukraine's eastern breakaway regions. Breakaway regions, how are these Russians, ethnic Russians who want to be annexed back into Russia? Experts now predict the U.S. and EU will respond to the latest hostilities with stiffer economic sanctions, potentially inviting Russia to respond with its own measures. So, there's no physical conflict. It's probably nothing. Big nothing burger if they're going to just increase sanctions. Give me a break. Or maybe Russia has everybody by the, kahunas, and Russia can do whatever they want, and nobody can fight back because Russia has what the European Union and the U.S. want. The attack and sanctions response will have far-reaching impacts on the global economy, analysts with political blah, blah, blah. Oil and gas prices will rise significantly, reinforcing inflationary pressures and weighing on financial markets and global growth. Although the U.S. is not dependent on Russian energy, rising global oil costs since late 2021 have driven up prices at the pump for Americans. The national average for a gallon of gas is now $3.53, 21 cents more than in January and 90 cents more than a year ago, according to AAA. The highest ever price for a gallon of regular gas in the U.S. was $4.11 in July of 2008. All right, so why are gas prices going up if we're not dependent on Russian energy? Under Trump, we were told that we were energy independent. What happened? Well, during the pandemic, a bunch of refineries, I think, were shut down. I'll have to check into that. Can't say for sure. I'm just speculating. Russia is one of the leading oil producers globally, behind only the United States and Saudi Arabia. There was other oil producers, but it looks like the United States government and the military-industrial complex shut them down. AAA spokesperson Andrew Gross said in a report, and if they choose to withhold their oil from the global market, such a move would eventually be reflected in higher prices for American drivers. Well, how's that even possible? Why would Russia withholding oil from the global market mean our gas prices would go up? Who's refining our oil? Questions I need to find answers to. So I think this is basically... Oh, wait a minute. It gets better. Let's see here. U.S. stocks have slumped this year on expectations by investors that the Federal Reserve is set to start hiking interest rates as early as next month in a bid to curb inflation. So if interest rates go up, that means that house prices and house sales will go down. And whoever makes money off of house sales, it would be the banks, the banking industrial complex, makes money off of those loans. Federal Reserve is not going to increase interest rates to affect that game. Unless, of course, they're working against each other. I don't know. It would be a stupid move. And then inflation just means that the federal government is getting back all of their stimulus money that they handed out to us and all the people that are not even citizens. All right, white people, that's the damage for now. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your thoughts below.